Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. So please, if you're joining this live session now, I want to really appreciate you for making our time to participate. And I would like to encourage you to share the link to this class to as many persons as possible. Share this live video to as many persons as possible. Let's have people come into the class. If you are in our community, please check out for the link and share it across all platforms. Share it on your status. Let's encourage others to join. Okay, thank you for joining. If you're just joining us, please, I would like you to drop a message in the comment section. Drop a message in the comment section so I can identify you. If you're just joining, please drop a comment or a reaction. Drop a comment or a reaction so I can identify. Thank you for joining. Like I said earlier, still go ahead to share. Share this across all your WhatsApp groups, send to your friends, send to your family. We have something beautiful to discuss today. Market domination. Market domination. Market domination. Whoever that is running a business or anything related to entrepreneurship needs this. If you are a business person of any kind, this session is for you. If you have anyone that is into business, I would like to ask you send this to the person. Okay, if you've done that, please comment shared. If you've done that, please comment shared. We will not waste much time before joining. Before we start, please. Okay. Okay. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Okay, it's almost 5. Okay, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We are going to get started. So this month of September was, thank you for sharing Zeke's concept. This month of September was such a beautiful month for us at Brand Sense, right? So we decided to share beautiful topics, insights, strategies, and a lot more with you at a free cost, right? We believe that this exercise is definitely going to be very useful for a lot of entrepreneurs. And through the arm of brand sense, which is brand urging, I've explained earlier that brand urging is simply an arm of our business that allows us to teach, allows us to educate, and help businesses to grow, right? So this month we created 4 courses that we discussed, which today is the last of them all. So, and we are closing with the wonderful topic that says market domination. I would like to go ahead to share my screen with you all. So you have you can be able to see what we have. Let me know if you can see my screen, please. Let me know if you are seeing my screen. Okay. Okay, thank you. We are going to start immediately. So the topic says market domination strategy. Market domination strategy, the third force. So now, welcome. We have already mentioned that we have discussed a lot of other topics. I wish time can permit us so we can have deep conversation on the 3 weeks, what we've discussed. The first week we discussed on strategy. That was where we started. We discussed branding. We discussed ads. That was last week. We believe that these 3 are so powerful that it can help you in growing your business to any particular point you want to take it to. We discussed a lot of strategies that you can use to grow your business. We talked about branding, how it can help you, how it stands as a third eye. And we discussed the second engine, which is ads. We mentioned that there is a first engine. The first engine is just you as an individual, as a business owner who talks to people, who pushes the business, you are the one motivating yourself. You're the one still doing the work. You are the first engine, right? So you should incorporate ads in your business. Then it becomes, that is the second engine. That is when while sleeping, the ad is running. The ad is converting. The ad is getting you leads, right? That is the second engine. So we today are discussing domination. Domination. How to dominate your market. How to dominate your market. How to take the greater market share of that market you are in, which we also call the third force, right? So I have a question that says, what would it look like if your brand stopped competing and started leading the market conversation? What would it look like if your brand stopped competing and started leading the market conversation? What does that mean to you? What is that going to change in your business? Tell me in the comment section, what will it look like if your business starts leading the market conversation, if your business starts gaining the attention of the whole world, of the whole customers? Let me know in the comment section. At the point where your business is no longer competing to be like others. Instead, everyone is discussing about your business. Everyone is talking about your business. You are taking the lead. Market. Good. Will give you a fulfilled feeling. Nice. That's a fulfillment. Beautiful. So we have here the difference between competition leadership, and domination. Three different things: competition, leadership, and domination. These are stages that every brand goes through. From the point when the business started till the time it becomes globally known and starts winning attention, it passes the phase of competition, leadership, before. Competition is simply fighting for a share of the market. Fighting for what? A share of the market. You are trying to see that, okay, people patronize you. If you are into real estate in Nigeria, you try to see that, oh, maybe in a year that the market, there is usually about the market entirely consists of over, maybe let's assume 1 billion. You are trying to see that by the end of the year that you have at least 100,000, right? If you are into fashion, if the market is valued for over, maybe let's say 1 billion, you are trying to see as a fashion designer that maybe in a year that your business takes over a 20% share of that, 30%, or even sometimes 10, right? That is beautiful. At this point, you are fighting to have a share because you just got started. You win some and then you lose some. Some clients comes and some goes. Sometimes with beautiful reasons, sometimes with useless reasons. And you are disturbed. That's because you are still competing. That's because you are still competing. Then we have leadership. Leadership. During competition, what happens at that phase is you keep learning, you keep strategizing, you keep growing. Because you get to a point where you've become a master, you've mastered the entire competition, you've been in the game for quite a long period of time, you've gained experience, you've called the help of a lot of other persons to join you. As you have knowledge, good knowledge. You have all it takes, right, in that industry. At that time, you are already a leader. In this case, it says leadership becomes recognized as one of the top players. At that time, you must, because before that recognition comes, you must have done a lot of exercises. You must have participated in a lot of things, right, to be able to gain that recognition. You must have sponsored certain events. You must have, been present in a lot of places on social media. You must have done your marketing well. You must have grown your community well to be able to become a leader in that industry. You are respected, but still challenged as a leader. A lot of people respect you, but there are still some other people still challenging you, trying to appear to be the leader, right? But at that point, it's more comfortable because you're no longer fight. You have at least a good, reasonable amount of the market share. So, but that is not the destination. That's not the goal. Where we are going to is to become to dominate the market. Which here we have domination. It says becoming the reference point. Becoming the reference point. When people think of the industry, they think of you first. Whenever they think about real estate, they think about you. Whenever they hear fashion in Nigeria, who exactly is it now? I think it's Vicky James. When I talk about cooking, who exactly is it now? Hugh the Bassi, right? So when people talk about, like I give an example here, I say, if you talk about, before now, it used to be Google. Browse something you don't know, Google it, But sadly, somehow, I think ChatGPT is taking over. So you, at this point, you are already taking domination over the entire industry. When people think of the industry, they think you first. E-commerce in Africa, Jumia, right? So that's This is a difference between between competition, leadership, and domination. Now I listed just two strategies that can assist you in this. Now I have the first, which is a beautiful strategy I've lost so much, and it's simply what? Blitz scaling. Blitz scaling. There is it's actually a book. Yes, it's a book. I think I can recommend I recommend it to everyone to go through. If you can be able to access the book, take it. It's worth reading. Read it. It's about growing what? Fast. Books about growing fast. It simply talks about moving fast. Simple. Taking whatever plans you have, do not spend so much time in trying to perfect the plans before execution. Move fast. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Take bold actions and scale quickly. Move fast. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Take bold actions and scale quickly, as fast as possible. That's simply what blitz scaling is all about. So as at the time, the blitz scaling is not against planning. Blitz scaling is not against preparation. Blitz scaling is not about you taking precautionary measures. It's good. It accepts all of that. But whatever you are doing, be fast with it. Be very fast with it. How to apply it? I have it says set weekly mini goals for what? Sign-ups. Whatever it is, depending on your business structure, set what? Weekly mini goals for what? Sign-ups. Use social media, WhatsApp daily for not just what? Weekly. Get friends and families to invite others. Momentum is what? Everything. Get your friends, get your families to share your business. If you can run ad, run. If you have anything you need to launch it. If you have any product you need to introduce it. If there is any style of any fashion you want to you've been thinking of, do it. If there is any activity at all you think that can help your business, do it. Do not waste time. Funny enough, sometimes you notice that when we spend so much time in planning, we sometimes realize that in the planning process, someone else is already executing it, right? So it becomes dangerous to waste time. Now we have the second strategy here is what? Blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean strategy simply says that you should stand out and do not compete. It encourages you to stand out and not to compete. Meaning it says, don't just fight for same prospects. Do not just fight for same prospects as everyone else. Find new opportunities and untapped areas. So if every other person in the industry are fighting over a certain category of prospects, Blue Ocean strategy advice that you should stand out from that. Do not do the same thing. Try and find another different area that is still untapped. I gave some practical steps. We said target untapped neighborhoods, social groups, online communities, offer new values. Example, first to share news, unique offers, community help, and stuff like that. Right? So I think I have something here. We have the red ocean strategy, we have the blue ocean strategy. So first of all, the blue ocean strategy, or rather blue ocean came first because there was a red ocean. What happens in the red ocean? If you look in the diagram I have here, the red part of the ocean has too many ships rather, so not people. But there are too many there, right? It's saturated. Competition is strong there, right? It's all of you against the few prospects that are there, right? But if you look across, you see one big ship sailing across the ocean alone, without struggle. And the question is it possible to find such areas, to find such markets? Yes, it is. It is. You can definitely find that. Here we have the red auction. First of all, the red auction is already saturated. That is the need for the blue auction. So red auction strategy says compete in existing market space. That is red auction. Beat the competition. You are fighting to beat the competition. That is what? Red auction. Exploit existing what? Demand. That is what? Red auction. Make the value cost trade off. That is what? Red auction. But then this is what this auction strategy says. It says create uncontested market space where you will just stay alone. And I would always like to share an example in this case where an example of business, a company, they sell tire, right, in a market where just about all of them sells tire there. So, but there are people that are already dominating the market at that moment. So, as a new company, they needed to find a way to top the market. They needed to find a way to be the highest in the market. And they studied to find out that the market, simply how it's been, is that the business owners there, the traders there, gets those goods from the company, maybe on credit or whatever, then brings it to their shops and sell to what? Buyers. So the new company says, okay, we are going to do something different. We are going to sell the goods to them. When that's the traders will come and buy from us, then sell. After selling, by the end of the month, we will find out how many they actually sold, each trader, and then pay them extra for the sales they've made on each of the goods. What does that mean for the trader? It simply means by the end of the month, you have your profits with you from the sales you've made of their own products. Then they will also reward you of a certain percentage. It might be 20%, 30%, 10%, or anything, right? So they started with that. And as time goes on, this wasn't part of the agreement they had. It just came as a surprise. They were like, wow, why doing this? The company be like, you sold this amount of goods. And over time, they realized that if they can sell more of this particular company's products, then they are going to end up making more profits. And it's just that simple. So as time goes on, what started happening was they started buying, selling, recommending only that particular company. So that brings us to the point whereby sometimes you go to the market to buy some particular products, and you'll be asking the seller, which is better? The person will tell you, this one is good though, but you see this one, take this one. The person will, pushing you to pick this particular one. You'll be asking yourself, why this one? It is sometimes because of things like this. The companies have a way of pushing their own products, to the hands of these buyers. So that was what they created their own market. At this point, they are not competing anymore. They owned the market through this simple strategy. Now, the second one we have here says, make the competition irrelevant. Make the competition irrelevant. Create and capture new demands. Create and capture new demands. When others are, in terms of making the competition irrelevant, when some other your competitors are maybe increasing their prices or doing one thing or the other, no, it doesn't. That's not a challenge. When they are trying to do more publicity, that's not what you're doing. You can sell even with less publicity. So the final one we have says break the value cost trade-off. Break the value cost trade-off. So we have says, what is the third force? What is the third force? I would like to find out if you are following. I would like to find out if you are following. I want to find out if you are following. Okay. Okay, so we are going to move immediately. We are going to continue. So what is the third force? It's not just about strategy. The third force is not just about strategy like we discussed in the first week, invincible ladder. It's not just that. Or the branding that we discussed in the second week, says the third eye. Or even what we discussed last week, ads, that we explained to be the second engine. Third force is the hidden accelerator. It is the hidden accelerator, the mindset and systems that allow a brand to rise beyond competition. Two things, the mindset and the system. What kind of mindset do you have towards your business? Where exactly are you pushing your business? Where do you see your business? Are you seeing your business as a roadside business? Because the business in your hand, the business you are currently doing, has the capacity, has the potentials to grow to a global business. It has whatever it takes to attract global attention if you do it at a large scale. So how do you see the business? How are you seeing it? Are you seeing it as, like I said earlier, a roadside business? Are you seeing it as something I'm just doing it for the meantime, just to make sure that I'm not hungry? Are you seeing it as something that you need to transfer to the next generation? Are you seeing it as a business that can stand even when you are gone? 100 years after you are gone, the business is still existing. Is that how you are seeing your business? If yes, that you are seeing it as a transgenerational brand, then what systems are you putting in place to allow the brand to rise beyond those competitions? That is what third force is all about. These are the hidden accelerators. It's the hidden accelerator that governs the entire business. So it's the mindset and the system that governs it. How have you structured your business to look like? If you are not present in your business, how does it move? If you are not present, if you don't show up in the office for 2 weeks, how will the business run? How will it run? That is what the third force. These are the things that you need to put in place. They must come together. You must have the right mindset and the right systems to back up the business. Without it, a brand is just another option. With it, the brand becomes the only option. If you can be able to have the right mindset for your business and build the necessary systems in place, then your business becomes the only option. It's not really easy, and it's not something you do within a twinkle of an eye. It is something that you must be intentional about, and it takes time. But step by step, gradually, you keep dominating. The third force answers the question of how do you stand tall when everyone else looks the same? The question of differentiation. Third force takes care of that. Now, the core framework, the core framework of the third force. This is a major part of the session, this class. I would like you to really internalize this part. If you can write, if you can jot it down, please, I will encourage you to do. Now we have force one. Force one is simply what? Authority positioning. Force one is simply what? Authority positioning. If you are following, please type authority positioning. Authority positioning. If you are following us, please type authority positioning. I would also like to encourage you to, at this point, still go ahead to invite as many others as you can possibly. Send a link to this class to as many persons as possible. Get them to join. Let's discuss the framework of the third force. This is needed by every business that wants to strive. As long as the business is existing in Nigeria, the business needs these three core frameworks. Good, good. So authority positioning says people don't follow the best product. Usually, new entrepreneurs do make this mistake of thinking that the only thing they owe the business or their prospects or the market is the best product, having the best product. But you realize that it's not true. It's not true. Nobody has the best product. The only thing you need to do is to make sure that you get your product to be good. You don't need to, it doesn't need to become the best, just be good. People don't follow the best products, they follow the brand that looks and sounds like the authority. They follow the brand that looks and sounds like the authority. Take, for instance, I want to go and buy, take maybe shoe, and I see one, and the person tells me, this shoe is from Aba. And I see another one, it says, this shoe is Gucci, right? I will look at the two of them. By default, I will believe that the one of Gucci is more expensive, right? Because they've built the authority in the market. While, if in the actual sense, you are to wear the two of them, the one made in Aba may last longer, may be more durable, may be more timeless compared to that of Gucci, right? So, but why will most people desire to buy the Gucci? Simply because they have been perceived to be an authority in that market. So that is why you need to fight to position yourself as an authority. It is very important. It is very important to position yourself as what? An authority. What it means, establish yourself as an expert, thought leader, or most what? Credible choice. Just establish yourself. Position yourself as that. Let people think of you first whenever they think about anything concerning or related to your industry. If you are into real estate, get people to think about you first. How can you possibly do that? How can you possibly get people to think about you first if you are a realtor, if you are an estate developer? How can you get people to think first about you? I know of an estate at Lagos that I so desire I have. Property is sold at 85 million per 200 square meter. Has anything been built there? No, nothing is been built there, nothing. But why do I desire that? It's simply because I have seen how good they have been in the previous works they've done, plus the fact that they have a vision for the new property they just announced. How much is it? 80 million. I desired it. I wanted it. Right? Because they have positioned themselves to be the best. They have shown me the future. I saw it, I loved it. And I've not seen it anywhere else in Nigeria. Even the Eco Atlantic city. Right? So it is important you position yourself as what? The authority. How to be an authority? Consistent storytelling. Tell stories. Tell stories about your business. Probably how you started, where you are going, right? Your vision, what you are doing, how you overcame a particular challenge, the results you delivered for your clients, the clothes, how you saw the clothes that gave you the best recognition in the whole community. You know, all of these tell what? Stories. Tell stories. Visible experts, content, articles, speaking, tutorials. Create what? Content that can give you the visibility you need. By every means, what? Stay visible. We have example that says Apple doesn't just sell devices, they sell their future. They sell the future of technology. Sorry, they sell the future of technology. That's authority what? Right? So you can position yourself like that too. In any business at all, it is you are doing. So we have the second force, that is what? Community power. The second force, community power. It says domination is not built by individuals, it's built by tribes. Domination is not built by individuals, it is built by tribes. What does that really mean? Okay, it says what it means: turning customers and followers into an army of advocates. Both those people that have patronized you and those that are following you, turn them into an army of advocates. Understand that if you are in real estate, if you're doing real estate, one of the mistakes you may make is trying to build your company by yourself. You can't easily build a successful real estate business alone. To do that, to build a business in real estate, you simply need to build people. Then the people you build builds the business. Right? You need to build people, then the people builds the business. That's one of the fastest way so far in building what? A sustainable real estate business. Build people, and the people will build the business. Both those buyers, both those advocates, those realtors, build them. Build them. How to build community says engagement beyond sales. Engage them beyond just sales. In WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, loyalty programs, engage them by all means. Give identity and belongings. Give identity and belongings. If you're using Facebook like as a platform, automatically Facebook does that for you. But if not, try and find a way to what? Identify them. Make them feel special. Reward them. Like we have the reward evangelism. It says recognize and incentivize ambassadors. Give them gifts. Cherish them. It is important. Now, the third force says is what? Relentless visibility. This is key. This is key. Somebody type key. It's important. Relentless visibility. Relentless visibility. I would always like to explain visibility with a Bible verse that says, light your candle and take it. Let your light so shine before men. Sorry. Let your light so shine before men. That is to say, you don't lit a candle and put it under the cupboard and close it up. You lit your candle and take it, bring it out so it can shine. What's the light? What's the candle? It is the gift. It is the solutions you're providing to businesses. It is that beautiful designs you're making for your customers. You can't hide it. Bring it to light. Bring it to light. Give your business every single visibility it needs. So many businesses have closed down simply because they lack what? Visibility. Do you know how much you can earn if you can put your business in front of 1 million Nigerians? It can become a goal for you to see that 1 million Nigerians sees your video, the video of your product, or video of your service, of your company. It is very important. Okay, let's even do 100 views, 100 Facebook views. It is important. Pick it as a goal and push it. The brand people sees most, they trust most. Seeing is what? Believing. A lot don't know about a business. A lot of people do not know you exist. A lot of people do not know your business exists. So how will you strive? It is important that you send your business out. Share your business, not just within your circle. In your compound, how many persons knows you are a realtor? Within your circle, how many persons knows you do exactly that particular business? You trade on that particular goods. How many? Someone once shared a story of how he started real estate and has stayed 3 months without anybody knowing. He was just doing it, he was just being reserved. Sadly for him to realize that he was gisting with the brother one day, and the brother just started to share a good news with him. He said, I have a good news, I just bought a property at a particular location. And he was shocked. He didn't know his brother could afford such property. That is, and the same location, he said, he knows about the particular location. He has properties there. So imagine how much he lost by simply being reserved. So how much has being reserved earned you? And how much has it taken away from you? It's expensive to be reserved when it comes to business visibility. It's expensive to be hidden than it is to be visible. What it means, it simply means owning mind share so that your brand is always top prospects. And they ask them, who do you think if you ever buy land in this world, who do you think you buy the land from? If you are selling a car and there are 100 people that want to buy a car this month or maybe next year, and you ask them, of these 100 people, who are we going to be buying your first car from? How many of them are going to mention your business? You need to own a top mind share among these people by simply being relentless about the visibility of your brand. Take your business out there. Have you found out how much it takes to run ad, Facebook ad? Have you found out how much it takes to run a TikTok ad? Do you know how much it takes to put up a single billboard within your community about your business? Do you know how much it takes to do radio jingle about your business? Do you know how much it takes to pay an influencer or a Web 2 influencer to help you share your business? Do you know what it can do for you to get your business in front of 1 million Nigerians? What can it do for a business? I don't know the current population of Nigeria, but I know that 1 million is quite a good number. I don't know what it may cost you, but find out. For anything, it's worth spending. Whatever it will cost you, it is worth it. It is worth it. Now, how to build visibility? We have said omnichannel presence. Have an omnichannel presence on socials, YouTube, podcasts, events, PR. Now, it's not just omnichannel doesn't simply mean being present everywhere. No. Across all the platforms. No, that's not what it's far from being present everywhere. Omnichannel also goes down to uniting all of these platforms. Take, for instance, a particular prospect you're probably following up on email, chats you up on WhatsApp. Omnichannel simply means having a database that can collectively, where you can put all of those database about customers and about prospects in one place. Now, somebody you've been following up on via email, when a person chats you on WhatsApp, you already have the person's details. That you don't have to start asking the person, who are you? What do you want? How do you want it? You already have the person's info. That's what omni-channel presence. While being present, also recognize these ones. It is very important. Now we have consistency. Consistency beats intensity. Consistency beats intensity. Show up daily, not occasionally with bursts, not occasional bursts. You say, as December is coming like this, let me do a very, very radical publicity. No, that's far from the secret. The secret is what? Being at the marketplace at all times. Be there at all times. Because I've always shared this view. If someone, you that wants to do the occasional boss, you might do the campaign, your campaign maybe just this Ember month. And after this Ember month, you won't do again till next year's Ember month. Now, after doing this Ember month, January has gone. And when someone once saw your video or your flyer or your content and is interested, but wasn't ready to buy. Now, by January, the person is now ready to buy, to make purchase, but you are not there. The person can't see you anymore. What happens? You've lost the person, right? And some other person who has been consistent will still do their small campaign, run that small video ad. And the person will be like, well, since these people are not there, I think these ones can still serve, checks them out. They appear to be good, reliable, and you patronize them. And you've lost out because you are interested in doing it the big way, but once in a while, which is wrong. Partnerships and collaborations to expand reach. It is important to partner and to collaborate with other businesses, individuals, family, friends, and all that to help you expand your reach. For example, Coca-Cola, they don't need to tell you about sugar content or whatever, how sweet their drinks are and stuff like that. Their domination is visibility everywhere. They dominate by what's being visible at all times. In summary, we say that authority gives you what? Credibility. The three core frameworks. Authority gives you what? Credibility. So if you are looking at authority positioning, you are going to definitely end up building what? Credibility for yourself and for your business. Community, if you build community, it gives you strength. It gives you strength. And then visibility gives you what? Presence. Together, they form the third force that drives what? Domination. I want to really appreciate everyone for joining the session. I am really glad if you really had a good benefit, if you really benefited or learned so much from the session, I would like you to comment thank you. Put in your comments in the comment section there, thank you. Thank you. Just simply say thank you, thank you, thank you. I am glad you all are part of this. I will like to also announce that in our community, I will also be showing us how to continue with this, with the Facebook ad, the TikTok ad, subsequently on YouTube, right? So I want to thank you all. Yeah, thank you, Ozioma. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, my lovely wife. And Zix Concepts, thank you for joining. We'll see you next time.